It's no secret that DJI has been setting a unique rhythm recently. They test products in China, scale them up if needed, and then launch globally, unless geopolitical tension steps in. But unlike the DJI Neo, which stayed in China, the DJI Osmo Action 6 teaser appeared on DJI's global channels, signifying the 18th November announcement, and signaling that this product is absolutely meant for worldwide shelves, including the US market, despite restrictions affecting DJI's drone lineup. And judging from the leaks and insiders, the long-awaited DJI Osmo Action 6, a direct successor to the Osmo Action 5 and the mid-cycle Action 5 Pro, may introduce some of the most advanced imaging tools we've seen in the compact, rugged camera segment. DJI isn't teasing stabilization, slow motion, or durability. They're hinting at creative control. That's bold. And honestly, if the rumors hold true, it's deserved. The Osmo Action line never started as a GoPro killer. DJI walked into the segment differently. They didn't build the most aggressive spec sheet on day one. They built a tool meant for actual use. From dual screens to waterproofing that didn't need a cage, DJI's approach leaned into practicality. Action 5 especially established something crucial. Not every action cam needs to chase high resolution as its identity. The 1.3-inch sensor on the Action 5 was proof that low-light performance, dynamic range, and better tonal handling mattered more to creators than just 5K bragging rights. It went even further for creators working in harsh light or night environments, giving footage a more camera-like feel instead of a harsh digital look. That camera quietly became a favorite among vloggers, travelers, motor riders, and FPV pilots who wanted reliable footage that felt natural. And yet, a part of the filmmaking world kept requesting one thing: more control. Exposure tools were great, while color profiles matured, stabilization rivaled GoPros, but aperture remained fixed. And while the Action 5's colors were lovely, sensor size only carried it so far. That's where Action 6 enters. DJI looks ready to evolve the formula that made this lineup a serious alternative. If the leaks, supported by DJI's own visual hints, pan out, the Action 6 will bring a feature that almost no one expected in this segment. A variable aperture lens, rumored to range from f/2.0 to f/4.0. Yes, on an action camera. Low-light mountain biking at f2.0, bright desert dune boarding at f4.0, without scrambling for ND filters every time the sun shifts. That is workflow changing for content creators. But DJI didn't stop there. The camera is expected to feature a 1/1.1-inch CMOS sensor, slightly bigger than its predecessor. While not the mythical 1-inch class, this still counts as a meaningful upgrade. A bigger sensor means richer shadows, smoother highlight roll-off, and cleaner night video. Add that aperture flexibility, and suddenly you have a miniature hybrid-style camera with rugged DNA. Then you hear the next rumor: 8K at 30 frames per second. Will everyone shoot in 8K? Of course not, but the utility matters. Cropping flexibility, reframing for social vertical formats, and pulling still frames that still look sharp is huge, especially for adventure travel creators who don't want to carry a photography-dedicated companion camera. The rumored price? $329. That positions this release strategically. Attack entry-level GoPro territory while offering a feature GoPro has never pulled off. That's how DJI plays. Underprice on paper, over-deliver on practicality. Longer battery life is also expected, reportedly up to 4 hours in certain modes. Whether that's time-lapse or low-power video isn't clear yet, but even if regular 4K recording sees incremental gains, vloggers and bike riders will appreciate every minute. And yes, it's expected to retain dual OLED screens, rugged waterproofing, and the classic mounting style action fans know well. No radical redesign, just refinement, because reliability beats showboating in this category. Now let's address the geopolitical elephant in the room. DJI is facing ongoing political pressure in the United States, and drones are at the center of it. That's why recent drone products leaned Chinese market first, while DJI Neo launched only domestically. However, the Action camera line sits outside the high concern regulatory circle. That's why the Action 6 teaser appeared globally, and that's why you'll likely see this camera sold in the US despite other DJI product uncertainties. Still, there is a practical side to consider. Even if the Action 6 launches worldwide, software integrations, partnerships, and accessory availability will always feel slightly tense when a company faces federal scrutiny. Could firmware features differ regionally? Could shipment disruptions occur? Possibly. But DJI is clearly signaling that it is not stepping back from global consumer imaging, only restructuring how it launches product categories. Drones may face localization strategies, but cameras? The Action series is here to fight. And this brings us to skepticism. Leaks are exciting, but not gospel. That rumored 1.1-inch sensor could still be tuned differently. 8K could come with time limitations due to thermals. Variable aperture execution matters. Smooth stepped transitions, stabilization at high resolutions, heat dissipation. All these details will matter more than spec lists. Creators don't want numbers. They want performance that helps them forget about gear and focus on the story. The DJI Osmo Action 6 announcement isn't just another camera launch. It's a declaration that DJI still sees storytelling hardware as its global battlefield. At a time when the US market is complicated for them, this teaser feels like a confident swing. Unlike drones, the Action cam arena remains open ground, and DJI looks ready to push boundaries instead of playing it safe. If all features land as rumored, we're looking at the most filmmaker-focused Action cam ever shipped. A slightly larger sensor, variable aperture, dual screens, long battery endurance, improved dynamic range, 8K for editing flexibility, compact ruggedness. This could be the first time an Action camera behaves like a cinema-adjacent tool rather than a toy for extreme sports. Of course, paper specs can mislead. The real test will be stabilization under 8K, rolling shutter handling, heat management, and color science improvements. We will need to see how it performs strapped to a mountain bike, diving under waterfalls, or mounted on FPV drones flying at 100 kilometers per hour. And for many creators, the question isn't, is it powerful? But does it save time in production? Exposure control through aperture alone might be enough to tip the scale. So, as November 18th approaches, one thing is certain. DJI isn't here to play safe or retreat from competition. They're doubling down on creators who want more control in smaller packages. I'll be watching the announcement closely, and if the promises hold up, the Osmo Action 6 could easily become the go-to camera for travel vloggers, moto filmmakers, FPV pilots, and adventurous storytellers who refuse to sacrifice image quality for convenience. What are your thoughts on these? Share with us in the comment section below, and as always, thanks for watching.